Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Real Guys Podcast. It's your boy Thomas.
Robert.
And we have the special guest. He is my brother. He has done YouTube for 3 years. You may know him as Payson on Galactic Reviews. He has quite the number of fans, and he is really famous on YouTube. And so that's why we have him here. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce to you Payson True. Woo!
I have a question though.
What?
You said like you may know him as Payson. Is there another way you may know him as? Because like you kind of made that
a dummy. But yeah, Payson's on. He's our special guest, our first guest.
Yeah.
So no pressure, but this falls apart and it's on you.
That's crazy.
All right, so let's hit it up with we're just gonna be asking you a few questions for 5 minutes, going back and forth.
Yep.
Okay.
And yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing to start out with. All right, so
I'll go
5
first.
minutes starts in 3, 2, 1.
What's your biggest strong suit with your
language.
YouTube channel?
Oh, strong suit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That we essentially were just good friends, and we started out we had very differing ways we looked at the world. Like me and Andrew specifically. Me and him, we kind of think the same, but we don't have the same kind of outlook on stuff. Whereas me and Zach, we kind of have the same sort of. We kind of come to the same conclusion, but we don't always have the same way we get there.
Yeah.
So that was always a great combination. I just didn't know how well it was going to work, and it worked out really well with those two guys in the corner. We've had a couple other people that have been also great additions as guests. Thomas has been on. Ethan has been on.
By the way, we have my brother Ethan off camera helping us set up stuff, do all that. Anyway, now we have 4 minutes.
Okay.
Are you single?
Yes, I am.
All right.
Are you waiting on somebody, or a special invitation?
Especially, what do you mean by that?
All right.
No, I just asked
Okay.
a different question.
All right.
Cheyenne McClain ain't gonna knock on.
Who's
my
your
door and
favorite?
say,
Who's your favorite superhero?
It's tough. Like DC or Marvel.
Doesn't matter. Just pick one.
Yeah.
General. I've always liked I like the Question. I like Punisher. I like Daredevil.
Word.
All right.
It's very hard to pick one, like especially.
Yeah.
So what makes you feel like you have I guess cohesion throughout with your YouTube channel? Like it not only just with like the people that are in your YouTube channel, like your friends, but like also like it maybe it includes your technology, like the discussions you may have, like what like makes that cohesion?
That we went into this thing with the input of we wanted to not just review movies, but like get like each other thinking, because those are always fun moments. The one time I can think of is me and a couple friends and Ethan actually, we all went to go to a movie with Zach, his brother, and I think another friend, and we all went after the movie. We all went to Chick-fil-A to kind of wait for the other friend to get picked up. And so we just started discussing the movie. About an hour rolls by, and then finally I look at my friend and I'm like, hey, isn't your mom supposed to pick you up? And he's like, yeah, she's been here for 45 minutes, but we were having such a great discussion. And so that kind of came up about, like, we wanted to do something where, when I came up with this idea and I kind of pitched it to Andrew and Zach, it was kind of just we want to bring something that's somewhat, I really haven't seen this been done. It's a whole bunch of friends that have very differing ideas, different views and everything, that have still been friends, and basically for at least me and Andrew, lifelong friends.
Yeah.
Zach probably will end up the same way. Known him a lot less than Andrew, but still we're really good friends. And other
Good
friends
stuff.
like Micah and Cameron have also been on there. They've been really good friends, and we're still friends to this day. Great. It's just been having those discussions with other people kind of doesn't limit you, that we're not kind of like in this sort of thing with like an echo chamber, like not so much an echo chamber, but you're just surrounding yourself with the same ideas, not ever grasping out, thinking about things in a different way. You're not seeing anything else in a different way. And so I know you're ready for me to be done.
For real. I'm like, We need to keep these quick because we only have so much time, and we spent like
He's asking me a deep
3 minutes with you just chit chatting.
Because he's asking me a deep question about what. All right, whatever.
Thorough questions, hey man. I want to know.
All
Or
right.
incorporation to this.
All right,
You
yeah.
want to know, like, am I dating anybody? Like,
I'm just, I have more questions, but I can't get to those. Who
You
is?
don't have to just do 5 minutes if you don't want, but.
I mean, yeah, but we gotta keep things timely.
Okay.
'Cause
Yeah.
we have. It's gonna be a long episode. This might be 2 parts. So, what's your most embarrassing moment?
Oh, there's a lot. On YouTube or?
Life.
On life? Oh, when you were born.
That's crazy. How's that embarrassing to you?
How's that embarrassing to me? I had to go to church and be like, that's my brother.
Yikes. Been living with that all my life with you guys.
Okay. Who? If you were to choose a villain, to like, I don't know, like how you have like a favorite superhero.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What's your favorite villain? Like your
Ooh,
top
that
favorite
is
villain.
tough. That is tough.
And we're just coming up on time. I'm gonna ask one more, and then we'll. Yeah.
Oh, that's,
Favorite villain,
That's really tough.
There's a lot of great villains.
there's a lot of
Joker,
great-
Darth
there's a lot of
Vader.
great-
Yeah,
Freak me.
those stick out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Putting that down.
That's a good villain. But
That's Ethan's main villain.
yeah, well, it's Ethan's life. Shoot, there's so many good villains.
Yeah.
Gosh, why'd you have to ask that question?
If you just had to pick one that you could only watch for the rest of your life,
That I can only,
you can only
Joker.
watch. Okay,
I'd say
yeah.
Joker.
Oh,
yeah,
Because
easily.
you got just
Yeah.
because you got the.
A lot you can
the-
do with him.
There's a lot you can
Yeah.
do with him. You can do the Golden Age, the Silver Age. There's a whole bunch of different variations of the Joker.
Mhm.
So I'd say Joker. You
There
can
you
go
go.
many different interpretations, many different ways. You're never gonna get old with that guy.
Is Black Widow a good movie?
Oh my god! Wow.
No.
Thank you.
That's a
All right,
fantastic
yeah.
movie.
Um.
I'll save it for hot takes.
Yeah, we'll save it for hot takes. All right, bet. So yeah, just hope y'all get to know Payson. He has been doing YouTube for a while, and you enjoying it? I mean, you're still doing it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's very hard with the three of us now not having jobs, and
Yeah.
Zach still trying to figure
That's
out
something
what he wants
that-
to do. Andrew kind of working 2 jobs. Me doing a job as well as doing this, and then as well as doing editing. It's very difficult, but we do enjoy it. I've often had times where they've been like, where they've said like this is something that they look forward to doing when we were still all meeting together up in the youth room during like
Yeah.
the first year that we were doing this. They always this was something they enjoyed, and
Good
I told them
stuff.
whenever they wanna kind of step back and do other things, or want to just walk away from this.
And you'll
they
have it
can,
yet?
and they still haven't yet. So
Yeah, good stuff. That's what I'm not looking forward to, but having to think about, because you might be doing something else with like the Navy and stuff.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out.
Yeah.
College for me.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can do like they do on Galactic Reviews, doing the calls and.
I think
things like
we
that.
do more better in person though.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
We'll
So,
see. We'll see what
We'll
happens.
try to stick. We'll try to stick close together.
we did better in person too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, life happens. We have to find our course around life and figure it out.
Yeah, the great
We'll
thing
get there.
about
Hopefully this becomes our job before then, so like we don't have to worry about that.
You can keep dreaming, boy.
My dad would be so mad.
Really?
I mean, unless it starts bringing in serious revenue.
I mean, that's what my mom says. Like, if
It's
it's
like-
bringing in money, I don't care.
Yeah, but that's how my dad is.
It's gonna take a while before it ever gets really big. I've heard people say like
One can dream.
it took them either 5 to 10
I've heard people
years
say,
for them to
yeah.
actually start gaining
Well,
traction and stuff. And some people they gain it just like
You
that.
just had
Some
your
other
first somewhat good video after 3 years.
Well, it wasn't even our video. It was us doing. It was me and Ethan doing a reaction to
Just-
this.
Ethan, by the way.
This
Yeah, Ethan's in this weird little
Friday
corner,
night,
like a little
Friday
gremlin.
Night Tights, and Friday Night Tights. I don't know if you guys know. It's a nerdy podcast. I listen to it often. So
What kind of
last-
attention did it get?
Last
it got
question,
a
real
lot.
quick.
This guy was, if it was the one I remember, this guy was saying, no, it was the one that was talking about Ahsoka. These guys were critiquing Ahsoka. Me and Ethan watched it, and we kind of put a little bit, said a little bit what we thought about it, and
Yeah.
we kind of both
For
agreed
the
that
record, I
those are.
liked it.
And for the record,
We'll get
Ethan-
into that. We'll
Ethan
get into
liked it.
Ahsoka.
But
Yeah.
we both ended up agreeing like this guy has valid points, and we couldn't really refute him. They had a whole bunch of errors with the show, and that's not saying you can't like it, but there is some errors fundamentally with either the universe it's in, or with the way that it was
Ahsoka's great.
shot or utilized in the sort of cinematic art form that it was. You know, it just had a few problems.
There's one big problem I had with Ahsoka, but we'll get into that.
Yeah, I have some problems too.
There's one big
We'll
problem
get into it in
I
hot
don't
takes. So yeah, one big question: what is the best podcast around right now? What's the best podcast around right now?
What's the best podcast?
Anything you're thinking of, you know?
I can't think of one.
Oh, okay, that's crazy. All right.
This one's nice though.
Yeah, thank you.
Whatever this one's called.
So y'all want to hit up the who's more likely?
Yeah, who's more likely?
Let's hit up some. All right, so who's more likely? We're just gonna go back and forth, just like kind of around giving scenarios, saying who's more likely to do something. I'll start it off. Who's more likely to commit a crime? 3, 2, 1. I think it's Robert. Yeah.
Robert, yeah, for sure.
Even if I was there, I would have pointed to Robert.
That's crazy. That's huge.
Well, you know, it's. I'm ready. All right.
Who next?
You got any?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Who's more likely to get kicked out of a theater?
The theater?
Yeah.
Ooh, you.
I was gonna say
You would like something would happen and you'd be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they did this to Star Wars.
I don't blow up in public, but I will blow up in private. I'll be like,
No, that's fair. You'd be too like shy to blow
I
up in
would say
public.
Robert.
You'd be like, and then you just walk off.
You remember that? You remember that time where? Oh no, you weren't there. You weren't there. We had a friend that went with me and Zach to. I'm gonna go ahead and shout him out, Ricky. I haven't seen you in a while. You don't answer my calls anyway.
Oh wow, what a desperate situation.
Oof.
No, it's fine. He's on reserve, so it's fine. I don't know what he does anymore. But
Lives life, I assume.
yeah, I'm hoping he's still living.
That'd be
Ricky,
tough. Yeah.
Ricky was No, Ricky. Ricky was. We went to go watch the new Spider-Man movie. The first one, Spider-Man with Tom Holland.
Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah. And we
Homecoming.
watched
Not
that.
new
We
anymore.
went to go watch that. I don't know. Were you there?
I was.
Ethan was there,
That was
and
hilarious.
we went over.
Oh,
to
I know what
watch
story
it.
this is,
We
yeah.
watch it. Ricky was 15 minutes late, I think. So we go in there. We sit down. We watch the whole movie. We sit through all the credits, waiting for the end credit scene because that's a big thing. It was becoming more of a big thing in MCU.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
MCU
then,
was big
we
on
get-
that credits.
It gets to the end credit scene. It's just that stupid Cap one where he's like, "Hi,
Patience is
I know
a
you're
key
thinking-
virtue or
patience
something
is
like
a key
that.
virtue. I know you're like thinking about an end credit scene, but you got this far." And Ricky just gets up out of his chair in the middle of a packed theater and says, "What? I waited 5 minutes for credits just to get through all. I sat down with my bladder about to bust for this. I could have peed. I could have left."
Oh yeah.
Stuff like that. And then he just gets up and leaves. And then me and Zach are just sitting there like, do we know him? Like, trying to sit while people are going by us because people are already starting to leave.
Because they don't know what
Crazy.
Marvel's like.
Crazy.
Are we supposed to know him? Do you
Yeah.
have to take him home?
At that point, just you don't know the guy. He's a crazy old man.
But yeah, that was one of the funnier moments
Oh,
I've
yeah.
ever had.
Who's more likely?
Okay. I was thinking about it for a long time while you were doing that, and I came up with nothing. But let me think about it. Okay.
Sounds about right. Right?
Yeah. Who's more likely to be? Who's more likely to be the villain of a story? And it could be any universe. Who's more likely to be the villain of the story?
All right, 3, 2, 1.
I think me, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's you.
I feel like he'd be like a.
Oh, I'm
Like
the
a
bad
undercover
guy.
You
villain.
pointed to him and he pointed to me. I'll point at you. That way it's
Yeah.
All right, man.
But all right, yeah. Who's more likely to be one of the younglings that died from Anakin?
I was gonna point at me, but then that makes sense.
I think it's you. I think it's you.
I think it's you, bro.
You were the kid that was like, Master Skywalker, there's too many of them. And then he just, shh. Payson,
Okay.
Mr. Special Guest.
Oh man.
Who's more likely to
Who's
be
more
gay?
likely to try to befriend Batman?
I would love to be friend
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah, he wouldn't be a friend though.
I would try to make him smile. I'd try everything to be his next Robin. Yeah. Wrong
go
character.
you even go kill your parents. That's how you become a psychopath.
Whoa.
You go kill your parents. Be like, I can
I'm
be
not-
the next Robin.
Oh, that's when I become the villain.
Yeah,
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Who's more likely to become or try to become an Avenger?
3, 2, 1.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's you. You'd be like, okay, guys, listen, I don't have any powers, but you know.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I'm average man.
I'm an average man.
Give me a mask.
I work an average job, doing average things.
Get an average salary.
Getting at. I was say that.
All right, we'll do one more round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta think now.
All right.
Something terrible, Robert.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's more likely to be mistaken for a celebrity? 3, 2, 1.
Why does everybody think themselves?
Hey man, I've been called many things. Honestly, I think it's you, but I gotta say me. Yeah.
Who would be more like a college?
I could discover. I could like really. If you do a quick look at me, there's like 3 celebrities that people have mentioned. I would like.
Yeah, I feel like that's everyone.
Tanner Buchanan,
That's.
Robbie Keane, and Cobra Kai.
Oh, you don't look like Robbie Keane. Calm down. You look nothing like
I
Robbie
look
Keane.
just like
you look
him.
nothing
quick
like.
look, quick look.
Robbie Keane looks so much better. I'm not gonna lie.
That he does. I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah, he does,
He's a
but-
celebrity. I agree,
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
still.
Yeah.
So
I'm the Dollar Tree version of him.
So I will say this. Back when Ethan was, the other Ethan was on the was on the Galactic
Yeah.
Reviews. We were doing I was still doing like the deep fake face app things where you put your face on clips and stuff. You've
He
seen the
looked like-
outros and
He
stuff.
looked just like
Yeah.
that.
He looked like I did one with his face and Eddie Murphy. I couldn't tell the difference from the video.
Wow.
Like, and I thought mine with like my face on Nick Cage was decent. Like that one was on
That
the
is-
spot.
that
I
is
will.
decent.
I
That
will
is-
say we get you some shades. I said this earlier today. He looks just like the Nick Cage from The Flash.
Yeah,
the crappy CGI
the
version.
crappy CGI version.
He looks just like them.
He would look like the Gone in 60 Seconds Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
He would look just
I'll
like
take
him.
that,
But-
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was who's more likely. That was a new segment. Comment if you want more of that, or comment if you want us to never do that again. Let's see.
I'm gonna
What?
comment.
That's crazy. So moving on
I'll tell
to
you which
another
one's
new
gonna
seg.
go.
Moving on to another new segment, versus. This is where we get different characters, verse them against each other from different universes.
I'm winning this one.
And
Don't
yeah,
you.
we're just gonna like kind of each of us bring 2 characters, and we're just gonna discuss. So who wants to go first?
So I bring 2 characters. You bring 2 characters,
Uh,
or just 1 character each.
No, like you bring 2 characters to verse each other, and then we talk about who you think's.
Oh, okay. All right. So I got 2. So Thor and Loki. If we put them in a versus match, and
All right, who do you
both at
think?
prime, both at
All
prime,
right, both at prime.
both at prime.
Who do y'all think is winning? 3, 2, 1. Thor.
Thor.
Yeah.
Thor.
No contest. That boy Thor got that dog in him.
I mean, but think about it. Loki.
Like
when
Infinity War Thor.
No, yeah,
he was just
Infinity War Thor,
murdering Thanos.
But like what is it? Dark World Loki, not Dark World. OG Thor, the first Thor.
Yeah.
That Loki.
Yeah. All right. I mean, yeah. I think no matter what, it's Thor. But I don't think there's much competition there.
Yeah.
You want to go or you want me to go?
You can go.
All right. This has been a debate online for a while. I know that you don't really know much about these characters, but I know you know a little bit. Percy Jackson versus Harry Potter. All right. 3, 2, 1. Percy Jackson. You don't know much about either, so yeah, it's fine.
No.
But
Ironically, not
Percy
those are 2 things
sweeps.
I don't care.
Like like
Percy Jackson is the demigod of
Yeah.
land or of
Yeah.
the sea,
Yeah, I know that part.
Yeah.
I just know.
but Harry Potter.
yeah.
It's also magic as well.
If it
so-
wasn't for the fact that like at 12 years old, Percy went toe to toe with Ares in
Yeah.
the first book.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just things like that. Like Percy just does more. You got any 2 characters?
Yeah, I got 2. Thanos versus Darkseid, and there is an answer to this.
With
There
or
is-
without?
There is
with or-
actually an answer.
With or without Infinity Stones?
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Are we giving Thanos the stones? Because that changes my answer. Actually,
That might not change my answer.
it might not change mine, but it leans less constant.
Because if we're saying Prime Thanos, that gives him the Infinity Stones.
Yeah, you can. Let me see. I'm trying to remember.
Just
I believe
do.
it was
Yeah, all right.
in the comic book. I believe it was with stones. So.
Yeah, so 3, 2, 1,
Thanos.
Darkseid.
Darkseid.
Yeah, I think Darkseid.
Really?
Yeah,
Darkseid
in
is.
in one of the comic books, Darkseid and Thanos
He's a
do
big
face
comics
off,
guy.
and Darkseid actually wins gets the stones from Thanos, and then goes back to
Pulled an Iron Man stunt.
and
For real.
he gets the stones from Thanos, and then tries to use them, and then just throws them away. He gets them, and then throws them away because they don't work in his universe.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Crazy.
that's the only reason why Thanos
Maybe-
still has the stones.
It would be dope if like he tried to use them and he was like, it doesn't really give me a power up, so he just throws them away. That'd be cool.
That would be good. He's just like
Any-
these don't work.
Yeah. Anyone got one?
Yeah. So, I'm thinking now just two people who have basic Hawkeye, Black Widow. Hawkeye, Black Widow. They're both don't have any superpowers. They're both just humans with abilities.
Are we giving Hawkeye? Are we giving them all their like equipment and stuff?
All equipment.
Ooh.
Both of them have all of their equipment. I know who I'm going with, easily.
Ooh. All right.
We've seen them fight before
3. What did we see that?
in Avengers
Not. That's true.
when Hawkeye was under Loki's spell.
I have a reason. 3, 2, 1.
Hawkeye.
Okay.
Yeah. It's because of Hawkeye, where he has all the arrows that do all the things. Black Widow's not really doing much against that, especially
Yeah.
like the big one, like the big arrow that was just boom. Like,
Yeah.
Well, also
He
that
was-
if Hawkeye ever gets long range,
He was
game over.
he was exploding cars in Hawkeye with his arrows. So if you're giving Hawkeye arrows, it's
Yeah.
it's
And
wraps.
You're up.
I'm up.
Yeah.
Bet. So give me Prime Anakin versus Batman with unlimited prep time.
Anakin.
He's
3, 2, 1. Batman.
Batman. I'm
with
on the fence.
Batman with unlimited prep time is undefeated. Because
Think about it. unlimited
because he's
prep time.
Batman and he has unlimited prep time. Like,
But Anakin can jump through universes,
huh?
Anakin-
galaxies.
Well, let's not even go into the stupid thing Dave Filoni did. Anakin
Hey, okay. I
Anakin,
love that.
one,
Ahsoka's
lightsaber.
great.
cuts through anything. 2,
But he's Batman with like years of prep time.
cool. That's
Anakin doesn't need any prep time. He has the
Anakin-
Force.
Anakin has the Force. He has a lightsaber that cuts through anything. The guy was one of the most skilled Jedi in basically the whole Jedi Order.
I'd be willing to give it to Anakin, but I just stand on Batman with unlimited prep time is undefeated.
He's just a Batman.
No, I love Anakin. Anakin probably beats Thanos with all the Infinity Stones. Prime Anakin?
Yeah.
We talked about that earlier.
Well, he can use the Force to take the stones from him
For real.
easily. It's
For
over.
real. You two got one more?
Yeah,
Next.
sure. I'll think of one. Let me see.
We could do brackets too next time.
I've got two.
All right,
Oh,
Beth,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Ant-Man, Wasp.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
Actually-
I'd say the Wasp
Ooh, I would say the
I'd
Wasp.
say Ant-Man.
I would say the Wasp
I would say Ant-Man.
because I feel like
because the Wasp,
Oh, wait,
the
are we
Wasp
talking-
trained Ant-Man
No,
in
no.
MCU.
Yeah, but it's not the Ant-Man. That's Scott Lang. That's
I mean,
not-
is that not who we're talking about?
Yeah.
Are you talking about Scott Lang?
That's Scott Lang.
Yeah.
Scott Lang?
yeah.
Okay.
It's the Wasp.
I was. That would kind of be up in the air. I'd say that's up in the air.
The Wasp trained him. Like she trained him
That
though
would-
in the first
I would
movie.
still think that would be up in the air.
The first movie though.
If we're talking about in the
Like,
first movie, then yes.
If we're
talking about, like,
if we're given plot armor, then it's Ant-Man because he's the main character. But in a one-on-one fight, I think it's the Wasp because she trained him.
I don't think it's a Wasp in one fight.
Yeah.
I think it's Ant-Man.
Disagree.
If it's,
All right.
I think it's close though. I think that one's close, especially if it's Scott Lang versus Hope Van Dyne or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think that one's close.
Yeah. All right. You got any? Or we'll move on.
Let me think of one. Optimus Prime versus.
Ooh, I got one for you.
Ooh, we're going with Transformers.
Optimus Prime versus an AT-AT.
Ooh.
AT-AT. Ooh.
Ooh, Ray's home.
Ooh. I'm giving it to Optimus.
Oh, easily.
Yeah. Because
Easily.
AT struggles with like turning, and he's a car, so you can just get behind it. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that. But you also missed the thing where he's a Cybertronian.
Yeah, I know, but like he could just probably.
He's a car. He can move.
No, I'm saying like
Cybertronic.
like in order to like get away from like the guns, he can just move behind it and then like just destroy it or get under it or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's kind of easy. Optimus Prime for sure.
There's no shot. It'd be a quick match.
We asked this earlier and we disagreed. Anakin versus Yoda.
Yoda.
I say
Oh my
Anakin.
gosh,
yeah, but
Yoda.
who do you think?
Ooh, it's tough.
Because Anakin's more powerful, but also we haven't really seen Prime Yoda yet. Cause
We've kind of seen Prime.
well, no,
Prime
because
Yoda.
even in Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, he's still like mad old.
I know, but that was like the best glimpse we're gonna get of a Prime.
That's
Yoda.
what I'm saying. Like we haven't seen
Um,
Prime, so I'm willing to
I
give
kinda-
it to Yoda, but I
I kind of
think
don't want to see a Prime Yoda.
Is there a way we can do a simulation?
No.
he's gonna try.
I'm gonna try. That's for
Let's
I'm
see.
gonna try.
That's tough.
Yeah, I don't. But
I would say Yoda just because of Anakin's arrogance.
if it's like Prime though,
Like, if Anakin didn't have his arrogance, I would say Anakin's probably...
I don't
Yeah.
have.
Anakin
I
would
don't
have
have a.
We're talking about Prime Anakin versus Prime Yoda.
yeah,
Anakin might have it, honestly.
he might.
Because you remember, Yoda was defeated by the Emperor. So
That's true. I think it's a real toss up,
It's,
depending
uh,
on how you
but
look at it.
did-
I think Anakin's downfall would be his arrogance, otherwise
Yeah,
would
I
say-
think it's a toss up depending on how you look at it.
Well, didn't Anakin submit to the Emperor?
Ooh, that's
Yeah, but not because he lost.
all right.
Well, he lost when he.
He didn't lose to the Emperor. He didn't
So we
fight
have-
him until like 6.
So I'm gonna pick three teams real quick.
That's true.
So we got the Avengers from MCU, like the first Avengers movie. We got those 6.
Yeah.
You've seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, right?
Yeah.
You've seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, right?
Yes.
You guys know the White Lotus? All the old guys at the end of the show that are like really powerful. We got them, and we got also the Justice League from the Snyderverse.
Okay.
So those 3 teams, they're all duking it out. Which team is coming out on top? I have an answer, but I'm gonna let y'all like think about it, and we're gonna give our answers like.
That's
Same time.
hard. That's really
This
hard.
might sound bad, but the Avengers, I think, are going to get wiped out first.
Honestly, I can agree
yeah,
with you.
I agree.
Except for Hulk. I think Hulk might stand a chance, but
That's true. I forgot about Hulk. Hulk.
Hulk might be like the last survivor of the Avengers, but I think he goes down due to Superman.
Yeah, I think Superman makes it real tough, but
Wonder Woman, Superman, and Aquaman all make that really, really tough.
yeah,
And on top of
Aquaman.
that, the Flash.
Aquaman doesn't make it tough,
He's
and the Flash might not make it tough too.
Well, Atlanteans are as strong as Amazonians. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
what I'm saying is with the White Lotus though, waterbending.
True, but he can also do that. And I'm not saying that that's a problem. I'm saying like he's really, really strong. So you might have
Oh
that,
yeah,
that
like
might
durability.
Be,
Yeah, I know
like
what you mean.
he and Wonder Woman are going to be really, really strong. He might not be able to do any of the water stuff, but
I think my answer is the White Lotus because I think Avengers are just getting swept. Like Hulk might stand a challenge, but there is blood bending, and if we put
Hulk will probably be the last Avenger standing. But I think he's going to either be decimated by
by Superman
some of
probably.
the Earthbenders,
Or he'll hide like he
But
did in
Superman.
Infinity
Yeah, probably.
War. Or in
Superman
Endgame.
might just
Yeah.
jettison him up in space
But-
and he can't move out.
but-
or something.
No, he
But
hid it
for-
in Infinity War. He didn't hide in Endgame.
Yeah,
He was.
Well, he also went
blinded.
to that one planet for Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got but also with the DC, Superman's a real problem, but I feel like if we get some good airbenders and like bloodbending, he could just be subdued. Also with the fire from Iroh, also with the Avengers, I think Iroh is taking Mjolnir because he's worthy, and so we got like a Mjolnired up Iroh. Because I don't think anyone except Thor and Iroh can lift Mjolnir.
Back to that.
But
And so
what
when
I
Thor
was-
gets defeated, we got Iroh just taking the hammer. But with Superman,
Wonder Woman's picked up the hammer before.
really?
Yeah. So that might be a problem, especially if
Oh,
they
she did in the comics, didn't she?
Yeah, she did.
I remember somebody saying
I
that.
think Wonder Woman is I think just the White Lotus are beating all of them because we don't really see we don't really see the Justice League work as a team as we do in Avatar: The Last Airbender with the White Lotus.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Somebody said for that Yoda and Anakin matchup Somebody said Yoda told Obi-Wan to go fight Anakin because the Emperor is too powerful for him. That statement puts Yoda above Obi-Wan and Anakin. That's a big statement. Saying that Yoda is better than Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Yeah, but Darth Vader ends up.
I think it's
being the
yeah.
Emperor,
I think
so,
it's a toss up between
Yeah.
either. Depending
They're saying
on if you
because
take-
they're saying Prime Darth Vader would beat Prime Yoda, which I agree with.
Well,
Prime
that
Darth
also
Vader?
might have been.
Prime
that also
Darth
might
Vader.
have been.
Oh,
Yoda.
if Darth Vader is like leaning into the dark side heavily, I think that's like good for
Well, that also might be Yoda trying to say, like,
Darth.
Obi-Wan, go try to get Anakin back from this and give
Yeah.
him one last chance in order to get out of whatever.
Yeah.
So that might have been him saying. He might have also been having the forethought of, you need to go confront this now, because if you don't, you're going to be haunted for the rest of your... One, you're going to be haunted for the rest of your days, and two,
yeah.
you need to
That's something that
give him a last out before...
that's something that I
Yeah.
really didn't like in Obi-Wan is because we didn't really get to see a lot of the after effects of all that happening, because that was his brother, that was his best friend, and like that's his failure.
Mhm.
And so we don't see that a lot in the show, and we also don't see the effects of like the war in the show either.
Yeah, I would say...
That's like a big problem that I
I
have.
would say if you want to go to one of those, go read the Kenobi book.
Yeah.
It's a good one. It's
If
basically
you
what
guys-
that show should have been.
If you guys in
It's
the
phenomenal.
if you guys in the comments need recommendations for comics and books, this is your guy. He will give you what you want and don't want. Speaking of his awful opinions, we are going into hot takes,
Got my
ladies and
red down right
gentlemen.
here.
Hot takes.
I can make up
We
more
are-
too, so it's not.
We are excited. I have a good bit. I'm not really. There's not really a lot where I'm targeting both of you at the same time. I'm kind of just like
Directly.
pointed
Oh,
at
I'm
y'all.
sure.
But yeah, we're gonna try and not destroy y'all's ears. So if y'all feel the need to yell, kind of like be like, "What the heck?" You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I won't yell, but I'll be looking at you like you disappoint me.
Yeah, you disappoint me every day.
Same to you, my buddy.
Yeah. So we'll do that, and let's get some hot takes rolling. Who wants to start it off? I think you want to, Robert. Or actually no. We gotta give it to our special guest. Let's start off
Go
with
ahead,
a
man.
spicy take, Payson.
All right. Spicy take. Number
I'll
one.
try not to lose my mind on the first one, but I don't know.
MCU has not been hasn't produced the same quality of movie since Infinity War, with the exceptions of Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and Spider-Man No Way Home.
You're not even
We-
counting Endgame?
We had this question.
Yeah. Are you not counting Endgame?
We
Not
had
even
this.
counting any.
Wow. That's a huge...
I'll
What?
put a pause on that. We had this question earlier. I literally said the exact same thing you said, except I included Endgame in Infinity War.
I don't.
Now,
have any.
what is your problem with Endgame?
It's too convoluted. It breaks its own rules constantly, where it says you can't you can't contradict the past,
Yeah,
and they do it a lot.
some stuff in Endgame is messed up. I feel like it
They have the
has.
thing where you can't change the past, otherwise you got problems, and they do that a lot.
They did that when they
It's
went
not-
back
it's-
the second time for
It's
the
definitely not as good as Infinity War.
Tesseract and
Yeah.
It's definitely not as good as Infinity War.
It's
I'd
not.
say
I
I'd say
agree. I agree
I'd
with
say
that.
Endgame. It has issues, but it also has like great moments, and those great moments really boost it up, like comparatively. So that's why I think Endgame is good, and I would even put it great because like
I wouldn't put it as
because the Endgame's great moments are the greatest moments in the MCU, like undisputed. Those are the greatest moments, like Iron Man snapping, Cap catching the hammer, the greatest moments. The portal scene, one of the greatest moments in the MCU. So I think like those highs kind of do better for me than like, and I don't like the time travel thing because like they don't really explain it well.
It
But,
could have been
yeah.
good if they did the time travel. If they would
If
have
they did it right.
time travel right,
Yeah,
or if they would have just not even done the time travel and just said, "Screw it, erase the last 5 years."
Yeah.
yeah.
They could have done that and
that was
changed
one of the
everything.
big things that they did. That was a problem. Was when they try to keep the 5 years, they try to have their cake and eat it too, essentially.
Yeah.
And you were expecting Tony to make that heroic sacrifice.
And the fact that Doctor Strange knew that sacrifice would happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That just shows that Infinity War was a 100% setup for Endgame. So
You got it.
yeah.
Spicy
So
takes.
it doesn't include Marvel or DC.
All right. Yeah. All right, buddy.
Cobra Kai is
All
probably the best Netflix series / honestly probably the best Netflix anything that Netflix has ever produced. As
You're out of your mind. That it might be like top 5,
What
but
would
there's
you say
things
is-
way better than
What would you
that.
say is better than that?
I'm putting Stranger Things and Outer Banks over Cobra Kai.
I've seen
I'm
Stranger
putting-
Things. I haven't
I'm
seen
putting-
Cobra Kai. I would think Cobra Kai would top.
I'm putting. There's a few. I'm putting the. I don't know what's Netflix originals. I think there's some
I take
animes
that
definitely
back. I
better.
put Daredevil over.
I'm putting Daredevil.
Daredevil
I'm putting
over
Daredevil. I'm putting Punisher. I'm putting potentially Defenders too.
Defenders.
Yeah, just because it bridges such a great gap and it's great for what it is.
I put.
Like I like the Flash. The
Actually, I'm not
Grant
putting.
Gustin Flash.
I'm
is
putting
good.
the Flash. I'm putting.
But I don't put it
I'm
on
putting.
Netflix.
isn't Netflix.
I'm putting. Oh yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
Netflix.
oh yeah, it's not.
That's
Isn't
true.
it?
That's
It's
true.
a Hulu.
CW.
CW.
Yeah. But like Cobra Kai's like top 5, but the best thing ever is insane.
So Defenders is a Netflix original.
I wouldn't say. I take back Defenders actually. Cobra Kai is better. But yeah,
I definitely would say at least Daredevil.
at least
First season of
Daredevil.
Punisher was really good, so I'd say that at least that. I haven't seen
Yeah.
the second season.
I need to go watch the Punisher.
Yeah.
I saw the old movie, but
What do I want to start? Oh, perfect.
the old movie's good.
Cobra Kai is falling off and is not as good as the first few seasons.
No, I'll agree with that.
Okay.
Because Cobra
I'm surprised.
Kai,
I'm surprised.
Well, because the first few seasons is a good because it does a lot of flashbacks to the original Karate Kid movies,
Yeah.
and because of that, it builds the momentum of those seasons.
It builds the universe too.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it builds the timeline of where they're at in their universe.
Yeah, and you
And-
just don't get that because it's like kind of caught up and you just don't get that in the other seasons.
Yeah, and then when they get into the other seasons, they make it to where it's like I do agree with when you said everything's like they take everything really serious, with karate being like the Cobra Kai taking over the world.
Yeah,
Like
we talked about
they
this
make it
before.
really
They
serious.
make it a big deal when it's
I
not.
went and watched season 4 episode 5 just to see Terry Silver's like whole aspect on it, and then how Daniel Russo reacts. It's like
Yeah,
I honestly
you
agree
know what I
with
mean?
that,
Yeah.
So I agree. It's slowly falling off though. I'm not gonna now. I will say as soon as season 6 comes out, I'm watching it. Like
Season 6 is the finale, right?
yeah,
Okay.
it's the last season.
Yeah.
It comes out late this year or
we
early
got-
next year.
Starting it off easy. Yeah. So you got any?
Alright.
We'll get. I'm gonna get. I'm
Go
gonna
ahead,
get
man.
hotter.
Give
Oh
me
no,
one.
that was my Cobra Kai one. I'll do another one though if
Oh,
I
okay.
want. I have a good bit.
Oh wait, that's right. You did. You gave me a Cobra Kai.
Yeah. Go.
Go
No.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All you,
What do
man.
you
All you.
Alright. Creed is not as good as Rocky.
Agreed.
Agree. Yeah.
Agreed. Oh
Of
my
course.
God.
Of course. That's not a hot
I
take.
hate that we agreed with that.
That's not a
That's
hot
a
take.
really
Yeah.
good. I love
That's
Rocky.
a no-brainer.
That's
Ro-
a good
Ro-
take.
Rocky destroys Creed.
Sylvester
in
Stallone
terms,
plays it
in terms
so
of like,
well.
I love Creed, but like, don't get me wrong, like I love Creed.
The first
Like,
Creed.
Alright,
Creed,
alright.
Creed is great, but like Rocky does it better.
Alright, fine. Creed is not a good fighting movie.
Oh, you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
disagree with that. You're out of your freaking
You-
mind.
The
Oh
fact
my
that
gosh.
you took that because Rocky trained Creed and the thing like
The first two
I'll
Creed
say
1,
this.
2, and 3 is great.
Creed 3 isn't a good fighting movie. I haven't
Ooh,
seen the first
no,
two Creeds, but
no,
the third
no.
Creed I would say is not a good
Creed
fighting
3 is great.
Creed 3 is more of a drama than
Creed,
Yeah.
I will
It's
say
more of a drama.
Creed 3.
It's not a good,
I liked
it's not a
when
good representation of a fighting movie.
Yeah.
It's more of a-
it does some stuff differently, and I think it's not as the same level, but I think what it did differently is still really good. When they were like isolated and they were like it was like a mental thing, I really like that because that's what a lot of sports is and boxing too. It's like a mental game too, so I really like that.
it's all about mental.
And so Adonis Creed, I think he directed it, and I think he wrote it. I'm not entirely sure, but in interviews he based a lot of like the fighting stuff and like the shots off of like anime, and so I really liked a lot of the shots because of that. Because I'm not into a whole lot of anime, but I'm into a little bit. So
I know, that's what I'm saying. I think it looked a little bit too thick because of it.
yeah, all right, yeah. I mean, I
That's a good
disagree.
take.
I
That's a good
disagree.
take.
That's a hot take.
Yeah,
But yeah, I agree with Rocky. I
that's
agree
a-
with Rocky being better though. Yeah.
Rocky being better, but Creed 3 was not a good fighting movie. I did not like Creed 3 when it came to that aspect.
So you agree with
All
me?
right.
Yeah, I agree with you. He doesn't.
Wait, what?
I said I agree with him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think no. I agree that
It's not as good of a fight movie.
it's not as good. It's not as good. I still think it's good. If you say it's not good at all, I disagree. But I think it's not.
Is that what you said?
I said it's not a good fighting movie.
Yeah. Do you think it's not a good?
Well, no, it's a good fighting movie,
Yeah.
but it's not as good as
Yeah.
Creed 1 and 2.
All right, you got me.
Yeah.
For the hot takes.
Yeah. So hot take number 2.
Número dos.
Let's see if you agree with this one. Black Widow, even though I love Cobra Kai, Black Widow is easily tops Cobra Kai.
Oh, disagree.
Easily tops Cobra Kai.
Disagree. There's no way.
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't seen
Cobra Kai is so much better than Black Widow.
I haven't seen Cobra Kai, but just the clips I have seen of it.
All right. Well, the next hot take that I
It
have.
seems like far better than Black Widow.
Yeah,
Well,
Black
they
Widow-
make the clips good, but there's a lot of drama.
Black Widow
in,
sucks. Black
uh,
Widow's mid
Well,
at
there's
best.
there's some good drama
Sorry.
moments in Black Widow, but they make it
That's
a
my
point
hot
to
take,
throw
Black Widow.
drama moments in
That's-
Cobra
that's-
Kai.
That's my take. Black Widow's mid at best.
Okay, here's another hot take.
Black Widow sucks.
Fighting scenes in Black Widow are better than fighting scenes in Cobra Kai.
I'm gonna go and say no.
I'm gonna say. Oh, that's tough actually, because they don't really have much in both. I'd say Cobra Kai, but it's barely.
So
I'd say Cobra Kai is better, but it's barely.
because like Cobra Kai
because
Black
Black
Widow
Widow-
explain the reason why they're doing those fight scenes.
Yeah, that's true.
And then Black Widow, it's just, hey, they're the enemy, like destroy them. Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
the only
yeah.
reason why
But
they don't put a dramatic
Yeah.
reasoning behind it. So yeah.
Yeah,
go ahead.
But,
I can't agree to that.
this one's for you, Payson.
Cool.
Nice.
What do you think of A Bug's Life? You like that movie?
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Soul is better. Soul is better than A Bug's Life.
Soul is better than a Bug's Life.
Soul is better than A Bug's Life. Soul has one of the greatest Pixar moments ever in the movie.
What's that?
When he's playing the piano and he takes the sheet music and he puts it away and he starts putting the things from his day and then he just starts playing off of that. And he's playing off of his emotions, like how he feels, and he's figuring that out. I love that. I think that was one of the greatest Pixar moments ever. It's not the best, obviously. Pixar has some great
I
moments.
just like the grasshopper.
But-
I like the grasshopper. He's kind of cool.
Grasshopper.
The Bug's Life was way more of a compelling story rather
Or the
than
locust.
Soul.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Bug's Life is really good.
But-
Bug's Life, I think had more of a.
I like A Bug's Life, but it's not.
Sorry,
topping-
Bug's Life is my childhood.
It's
I
not-
can't-
it's not-
Bug's Life is better.
It's not topping Soul. It's not topping Luca. It's not topping Onward. It's not topping.
Okay, I agree with Onward.
Yeah.
Onward was awesome.
Yeah.
For an animated movie, Onward was awesome.
Ethan, do you remember
It's
what
not
we-
topping
what
Onward.
we ranked on the tier list?
Ethan's not in this episode, is he? No, I don't think so.
No.
He's in our next well, not our next episode. He's in another episode, aren't you, Ethan?
Sure.
Right.
Oh man, if I can, I don't remember what because we did do a tier list, which is why I was kind of thinking about Ethan.
I
we
already
did
did.
a
I
tier
was just
list.
messing.
I don't remember what.
You can ask him. I don't care. I was just messing.
I don't remember what we.
Ethan, do you remember what
Shows.
they put Bug's Life in for the tier list?
I know. I think Bug's Life was above Soul, because
Yeah.
Soul we ranked kind of like.
It was.
Soul was
I think
great.
Soul we ranked a C tier.
Oh my gosh.
Like that's like it was good, but it wasn't like.
Oh my gosh. You're a
C is
psychopath.
a 7, stupid.
I don't. It's definitely B.
No.
I don't know
think
how
Bug's
you do.
Life was
I don't know
B,
how you
Soul
do
was
tiers.
C, right?
Soul
Something
being
along
C
those
is
lines.
crazy. Y'all have S, A, B, C,
Because
right?
actually, no, I think we ranked it very low A.
Wow, like a.
Because I liked that movie. Ethan
Yeah.
didn't like it as much.
A Bug's Life is great, but it's not. It's not as great as some of the other stuff that's come out from Pixar. Coco's better too.
Onward for me, like the story behind it, the
I related to that so hard. I loved it.
the
Okay,
story
let's get
behind
on
it was
something
really
that we can all agree on. Incredibles was great.
Oh yeah.
Oh, easily.
Obviously. Yeah.
Incredibles 2.
But this isn't the agree.
That was a
This isn't the agree
Oh,
segment. No, this is the get mad segment.
oh, if you want to
Also
get mad,
anger.
Ethan, talk about your Frozen opinion.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be on the other episode. Ethan, are these phones recording? Or the ones that you can see?
That one is. I don't know about those.
Alright, it's fine. You can check it if you want.
We'll cut this, don't worry.
But yeah, no, I'll actually keep this for funsies.
Yeah, you're good.
Alright. So let's get into some hot ones.
Oh, we're just now doing hot ones?
Well, I was going a little bit soft, but now I'm gonna start making y'all upset. So,
Okay.
start making me upset.
It's
not too-
sucked.
You're out of your.
What'd you say?
Oh my gosh, you're out of
Ahsoka
your
wasn't that good.
god dang mind. Ahsoka is great.
Can I put in my 2 cents?
Yeah, go ahead,
The
man.
end sucked.
What?
The end sucked.
The end sucks.
There was no cliffhanger. Like,
There was no cliffhanger.
All
There
they
was no
did was
cliffhanger.
change places. That's all they did.
Yeah. Where have they been for the past 10 years? I think it's great because they're supposed to be there, and Ezra's supposed to be here, and Thrawn's supposed to be
the only
here.
reason why I'm waiting for season 2 is to see what they do in it because they did no cliffhanger at the end.
Not
They-
every
they-
season needs a cliffhanger,
Oh
right?
my
yeah,
God,
but
it
you need a
needs it.
plot.
Like they
Oh, it was so good.
they let the plot at he got away and like
Ahsoka
we don't
was
know where
great.
he
It
went.
took them
like-
4 episodes from them for the bad guys to get to the.
What did you
to
think of the
get moving to
What
the
did you think of the Anakin Force Ghost?
like wait at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was solid.
Thank you. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I get that. I
There-
think that was good.
There's some good like.
I feel
Ahsoka's
like that
great.
was something that would be at the end after they beat
Ahsoka has problems. What do you mean there's no cliffhanger? Thrawn is roaming about.
Yeah, but you didn't see.
But they
make
it- but they
Ezra
make it
outta
going-
here.
You didn't see Ezra going to tell them, "Hey, we gotta go get it Thrawn." Like you didn't see.
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
It
like,
was
there's
just
some. It's not
"Hi,
a big.
Hera,"
It's not
that
a
was
big.
it.
It's not a big cliffhanger, but you're still wondering what's gonna happen.
It's-
Yeah, but Ahsoka's great. You're out of your mind, dude.
It's not.
Oh my gosh.
Because of the ending, I put it at like a 7,
Oh my gosh.
I put it
The
like
whole
a
show is a 7.
about a 7. Yeah,
I'm
Oh.
good.
like the first episode, bang.
Wait, Payson. Say what you give it
The
real
rest
quick.
of it.
I gave it.
Whoa,
a
whoa,
2,
whoa, whoa, whoa,
and,
whoa, whoa,
um,
whoa, whoa, whoa,
I gave it
whoa,
a 2,
whoa,
and I think that
whoa,
was
whoa.
prematurely. I think I was still kind of.
I need
I'm gonna
to.
probably give it a 3.
I need to go back. You said the first episode was a banger, and everything else
The first
fell off.
episode
It didn't fall off,
But it
okay?
wasn't as good as.
It wasn't as good as the first episode.
So you're saying the first episode
the
was the best
character
episode?
development.
I disagree with that
of
so hard on the first
Ahsoka?
episode.
Wait. You said the first episode was a banger.
The fact the build up that it had.
The first
For the rest of
episode-
the season?
The first
That's good.
episode of Ahsoka, where they basically took.
Episode
Very,
5 is the
very-
best episode. I don't know what y'all are
That's only
talking
because of
about.
Hayden Christensen. You saying the first episode?
Yeah, no.
you
Episode
saying
5 is the
first
best episode.
was great. You mean the one where they basically took like 5 seconds to say words?
That's true.
I think it's great.
That's
Like
so true.
It has
with,
problems.
with the crappy screen
It-
crawl.
It has problems. It has
Well,
like the acting problems, the voice problems. I think we've talked about this.
I will agree though
But-
that Anakin moment where after Ahsoka fell off the ledge there.
Yeah,
that
An-
was fire. That was really
Anakin,
cool.
like that episode 5 was the best episode of the series,
What
and it was followed by when we meet Ezra, like in that episode. Like it's
That was
just
that was
it's
really
it's some unmatched Star Wars right there. Like you're getting Star Wars when you're getting this show, and they're doing it
No.
great. Dave
No.
Filoni is doing a great job with Star Wars. I like what he's doing.
You're not.
Everything that's going on in this show is going great. The
No.
hello snips with Anakin and Ahsoka.
What's your rating?
8.5. It has its problems, but like I still think it's great.
I don't get why he thinks it's good. It's a universe in where you have Luke Skywalker as a freaking Jedi roaming around, and you don't mention him once at all.
Oh my gosh, is the show called Luke Skywalker?
Is it called Sabine?
No, it's called Ahsoka. You know who's Ahsoka's apprentice?
Sabine.
What a shocker!
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Sabine,
Yeah, but
Sabine's character
But you know
development
who's
is
been
pretty
talk-
fire though.
But you know who's talked with Ahsoka about Jedi and starting up the Jedi stuff?
Yeah, you get that in Mando too, like Mando season 2. Like
No, you
we're-
don't. You
you're
get
not.
that in Book of
it's-
Boba Fett first off.
Oh yeah,
so-
Book of Boba Fett. Anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like the Ahsoka's great, and just because Luke isn't in it doesn't make it a
No,
bad show.
but he's not even mentioned.
He doesn't need to be mentioned.
Yes, he kind of does.
We get Leia mentioned. We get C-3PO on the show. We get other characters mentioned that are important to
Wait,
the
so
development of the
I'm
show.
not really big on Star Wars. How does Luke fall into this?
He's saying that-
Luke is a Jedi, and he's probably, I would argue probably the best Jedi in the galaxy at the moment.
I could agree with that. He's a good Jedi.
And he's not even mentioned as like Ahsoka saying like anything to Thrawn about like kind of taunting him, saying, "Hey, you know that we got another Jedi back home that'll stop you or something. Like you may stop us here, but somebody back home will stop you there."
Yeah.
Referring to Luke. None of that's ever even referenced. Like there's no talk of there's not even any talk of like Ahsoka saying like anything to Luke at all when this is like a galactic wide threat and this would be something that Luke would need to be involved with.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of where I have a problem with it. It's like if this is such a big deal that you're making it out to
The
be,
biggest Jedis would be important.
yeah. Why is one of the biggest heavy hitters not involved?
Yeah.
Because he's not like it's not his show.
Now, okay,
That's
how
not-
about
that's
this?
not-
Like no, like this happens in like
Ahsoka should not.
this happens in everything
Mando, Ahsoka was in Mando season 2. Bo-Katan was in Mando season 2. Boba Fett was in Mando season 2. That's not their show. So your threat kind of goes. What you're saying.
This happens
kinda
in
goes out the
everything.
window.
This happens in everything though. So we got
If Luke comes in season 2, that's where. It
like
might be
yeah, he
different.
probably will. But like there's things that's like
I don't
just
think
because
he'll
he's
come
not
that early.
just because he's not mentioned like
I'm not-
doesn't mean that like it's a bad show. Like okay, you can have a problem with that, but it's like whatever. I just disagree.
I'm
but
not saying that's a bad show. I'm saying that's bad continuity wise. What makes it a bad show is the horrible way that the acting is done, where it's all monotone. The way that the dialogue is kind of
I
skitsy, and
disagree.
Sabine kind of acts kind of annoying the whole time. You know,
I
stuff like that.
definitely disagree.
Kind of makes it a bad show. But add on top of that the bad continuity stuff, and that just makes it really a bad Star Wars show.
I mean, yeah, there's bad acting, but you also have bad acting in the sequels. But you know what makes not the sequels, the prequels. You know what makes the prequels great though? The great moments. And
No,
and this show has
story.
and this show has great moments, and the show has a great story.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it
All it
does.
does is have two characters trade places with two other characters.
Yeah, but like the way that it happens though is great as it follows through in whatever happens.
How so?
Because we're getting all these characters interacting that they haven't seen each other in like 10 years.
Yeah,
and so
they have the
no, but they're not having crappy. They start off having crappy interactions, but then it like built. I'd say the acting and the voice interaction and everything like that, the way that they're speaking to each other, it gets better as the show goes on. So I think you're wild for thinking that the first episode is the best because that's where like probably the acting and stuff is the worst.
Okay.
But I think
I think the plot development is the best in the first episode.
Oh, probably yeah. But
so and that's what I really look at when I see a series. I want to see the plot development.
I like you like that. I like character development.
Yeah.
We know that, and that's why I like episode 5 because you're just building on so many characters.
Episode 5 is really good because
and you're seeing the Clone Wars and you're seeing everything happen. It's so great.
A lot of people like episode 5 mainly because it's building on nostalgia. It really has nothing to do with.
Well, you can also see the.
But
it
has everything.
You don't see.
It has
Yeah,
everything.
yeah,
It has everything to do with Ahsoka's character though.
But that's not introduced until that episode. You never see any of that ever come into the fruition until that episode. You never see a build-up of that.
You see Ahsoka not doing good as a master throughout the whole show, up until she talks with Anakin, and then she starts being a good Jedi master to Sabine. Because her whole that's her whole struggle. Because of Anakin, she doesn't she's kind of confused on what she's supposed to do and how she's supposed to go, and for her to get that resolution and that good measure, it's great.
She only did it because she didn't think Sabine was ready.
She did it because she gave up on her, kind of like she gave up on Anakin during the Clone Wars, which I got things about that, but yeah.
You don't like the Clone Wars, which is crazy.
No, I don't like how the Clone Wars breaks continuity every Wednesday with Count.
I haven't watched it, by the way.
Clone Wars is great. This guy trips on everything.
Watch the Gendy Tartakovsky Clone Wars. You'll never.
I forget whose turn it is.
2008 Clone Wars ever again. I did.
Yeah, Clone Wars is great, and Rebels is great.
I need to watch Rebels.
But characters characters like Balin's Skull,
Ahsoka.
Stevenson played.
Ahsoka is just Rebels season 5 too.
Yeah, it is. Why not title it Rebels then instead of Ahsoka?
Because it's about Ahsoka. So I still think it's great.
She seems she doesn't really seem like the main character. If you feel.
No, it feels like it's Ahsoka and Sabine. And
I can see how you can see that, but I still disagree. I think she does great for the main character.
Being Force all of a sudden displaying Force abilities and knowing how to use them decently well, it's kind of.
I'm stuck on the fence though because I think this could have been better as a movie. But also, I don't know how they're fitting in episode 5 in the movie, and that's why I don't think it would be better as a movie.
The problem I have with this is this was written as a show, and it feels like it's an elongated movie.
Yeah,
Obi-Wan,
I feel like
season 1
Obi-Wan would have been so much better as a movie. That's what I'm saying. That's what I think it is.
A lot of these problems that I have with this show is that they're way too long. The pacing sucks, and the story, whenever you get, it takes you forever to get to the story. And by the time you get to the story, it's very, very either watered down or it doesn't feel like a good story at all.
Disagree.
disagree, but yeah.
What'd you
If
like
you-
about Obi-Wan? The story?
Oh, are you talking about Obi-Wan or Ahsoka?
I'm talking about Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, Andor, all these shows.
Oh, Andor
Wow.
I need to watch. I've heard
I
great
need to
things
watch
about
Andor,
Andor.
too.
I'm about to do that. I'm gonna probably have Andor watched, hopefully
I
soon.
watched the first 3
But-
episodes of Andor. I was not impressed, and I'm
But-
sorry. The first episode is where you gotta grab the audience.
But
Because
Oh,
otherwise
yeah.
it kind of
The-
gets them.
You need
What's the point?
you need a hook. And
Which is
then,
why I'm
But-
kind of confused as to why you like the first episode.
I don't know.
but Ahsoka
I
had
think
its
it's
problems,
because,
but
like,
it's great.
for me, because I've literally never watched Star Wars. I've seen this orange girl with white horns. Like, I was like, who is this person?
Yeah.
And like,
That's why I told you
when
in
I
the
started
review.
watching it, I was like, that's who this is. And so like, I'm seeing who she is, who's her master, like all these things.
You were
That's why it
intrigued
hooked
and
me.
you had questions. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, a lot of your questions weren't answered in the show.
Yeah.
I think, but like I said, like the show has great moments and it does things really like well and really like well done. But I will say the acting and some of the pacing throws it off a little bit. And like I have my problems with the show, but my main problem is you having so many problems with the show because I don't know. Like giving it a 3 or a 2 or whatever you gave it, that's crazy. But
I gave it a 7 because of the fact that it answered most of my questions about Ahsoka.
I'm less freaked out about his take because we had a whole thing on his channel that I was on, so we'll link that down below.
It's about an hour and
But-
a half long. So
Yeah, so it's basically
Bear with them.
yeah, but like
it gets really funny.
it gets
towards the
really
end.
heated.
It gets really funny towards the end.
We're reviewing
basically
Ahsoka, yeah.
We basically yell for like a whole half
It's
hour.
yeah, it's basically like a yelling
on,
match because
Well, no, you yell. I'm just trying to like. Talk.
you yell sometimes too.
I'll
but-
yell a couple times.
Yeah, but he was making me mad. It's just I can't believe you don't like Ahsoka.
It's just
And then like another highlight.
some of it defies.
This
law.
is just becoming an Ahsoka review, but anyway, another highlight is just Ezra too. But anyway,
I don't mind the actor for Ezra.
He did
I
good.
just- I
yeah.
thought he did okay.
Yeah.
He acted like the character.
You agree? He acted like the character. Though.
Yeah, he acted
Alright,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
character.
Alright,
I
we
just
can-
don't
we
think
can agree
the
there.
writing was phenomenal.
But
Thrawn didn't look like Thrawn. No offense.
I agree with that. He did not look like Thrawn.
Yeah, I googled
The guy
the
is
original
supposed to be
Thrawn.
built like a tank.
Well, not even like a tank. He's supposed to be like
supposed
built.
to be really, really built.
supposed to be- yeah.
This
fit.
dude-
And
this dude's
guy
some
looks
old-
like they just hired a guy that just came out of Dunkin' Donuts. So it's
But-
kind of
But
dehydrated.
but
Joker.
I respect and I like the fact that they did get the voice actor.
yeah, I'm fine with
But-
that. But you also could have easily gotten somebody that was
Yeah,
fit.
yeah. Anyway,
Made
Or
it
could have made him fit. You
I
really
mean-
easily could have done that.
he does look. I saw this thing. He looks like like Elon Musk a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's been me.
But But anyway, back to hot takes because we
No.
still have.
I disagree with
We still have trivia with a special punishment after this.
Mm.
So, but
I love trivia.
yeah, I guess that was our mini Ahsoka review too.
I got many more hot takes.
Whose turn is it?
I think it was mine,
Wh-
so it's probably Robert's now.
Oh
Alright,
man,
yeah,
that got us in a discussion. I don't have a hot take.
I can go if you want.
Go ahead. Let me think.
All right. So, WandaVision and Loki are some of the best things Marvel has done recently.
I would agree
WandaVision.
because they probably sucked the least. But
I didn't really hook. Like I watched like the first 2
WandaVision-
episode of WandaVision. I just didn't go back to it.
WandaVision, it started
Wow,
out-
that is a hot take.
WandaVision-
Yeah, I just think
WandaVision
The
about it.
started
entire
out-
like Marvel fandom got hooked on the first few
The
episodes.
one
of
I
WandaVision.
will say, WandaVision did give a lot of explanation and helped out with the future movies after it.
I think
But I just
Multiverse of
think it-
Madness makes WandaVision worse.
it was
But that's not
already-
WandaVision's fault.
WandaVision was already bad. I think
Oh,
Multiverse of
disagree.
Madness is kind of just.
Multiverse of Madness sucked in itself.
It's
That's
Doctor
right.
Strange. It's not even about Doctor Strange. It's about the Wanda.
Yeah,
It's about Scarlet Witch.
There
That's
needs
the
to be a
problem I have.
WandaVision movie. Like
Yeah.
it needs to be a Wanda movie. But
WandaVision wasn't. I don't think WandaVision.
yeah, Doctor
was
Strange
that
is like
good.
a side
It
character
took-
in his own
It
movie.
took him, I think, maybe 7 episodes to even get to the main plot of the story.
I don't understand why they're
Um,
going like back in time. What's the point of that?
With what?
WandaVision.
Okay, so
What
you
is
find
that?
out later that it's
Oh,
all in Wanda's head.
yeah.
She's basically held a whole town hostage
Yeah.
with her mind
Through her like
through her wanting Vision back.
through her
wanting
despair-
kids and
Wanting this,
stuff.
wanting this
Her- yeah.
magical
Yeah, yeah,
life
her despair and her sadness from
after
having
Yeah,
murdering
and-
her
Oh.
Vision,
And
like having to kill Vision in front of it's like a whole thing.
and the great thing about this was she goes away scot free.
Wow.
After she's held people hostage.
I thought that
and
was
ruined their
weird.
lives,
I did
and
think that was
she just
weird, yeah.
goes scot-free.
Yeah, WandaVision isn't perfect, but I think it's okay.
At least
I think
throw in a mental
it
hospital.
really was really great.
They really
And
should have, because
it was great in some of the things that it did.
She was the villain, but the way she was stopped was she stopped herself.
yeah,
Yeah.
Multiverse of Madness is bad.
It's
It's not great. WandaVision's not great.
Multiverse of
Doctor
Madness, you gotta
Strange
really
comes
understand.
The thing that
Doctor
makes
Strange.
WandaVision, the thing that makes me not like it is the Ralph Boner joke. With
Yeah,
because they could have
had an
introduced
option.
the X-Men. They
Well,
had
yeah, that
they
was,
had
that
good.
was one of the problems I had.
That was really
they,
just like a bait.
they
And I did not like that.
They had an opportunity to make this really, really good. They had a decent,
So,
easy opportunity.
I don't think you've seen that, but
to
one of the
bring in
things
the,
that they did was they brought in the Quicksilver actor from
Fox.
the Fox X-Men movies to
Oh.
play Quicksilver, but
Ew.
it was just
Why didn't
not
they-
Quicksilver. It was someone else.
Why didn't they
but-
just bring the dude from Age of Ultron?
I don't
Age
know.
of
Yeah.
Ultron.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Let's
of
let's
one.
let's get this moving.
Yeah. Okay.
Hot take, or do you have one?
No, I just don't
I
have
think
one.
it's your turn.
All right. I just did that one.
Oh, you just
I
did that
just
one?
did it with the
Okay,
one.
let me see here.
I'm not thinking.
I can go
about
again
this.
though. I have a lot.
The new Spider-Verse movie wasn't as good as the first one.
Wait,
oh
wait,
my
wait.
gosh. That's not even a hot take, but I think
I
the
just know it pisses you off.
Across the Spider-Verse is better than Into the Spider-Verse. What do you think?
Across the Spider-Verse is not.
I think it's better.
I watched Into the I have not watched Across the Spider-Verse. I've
Really?
seen Into the Spider-Verse, and Into the Spider-Verse is really good. So
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know
how
how-
good Across the Spider-Verse is, though.
but I need to see Across the Spider-Verse to
Yeah.
approve it. But I think it's pretty hard to top it Into the Spider-Verse in my opinion. But
Yeah,
we'll
so
have to
I'll
see.
just.
I have a lot of work to do.
Ooh, this one will make you mad. Ahsoka is better than Attack of the Clones.
False.
That's false.
Yeah,
That's
I think
false.
it's better than Attack of the Clones.
That's wow.
I'm
No.
gonna just rapid fire some of these. Get y'all's blood boiling. The Dark Knight is great. The Dark Knight is a
Period?
great movie. Yeah.
Oh
Dark
no,
Knight?
Yeah, Dark Knight. The Dark Knight. Yeah, it's a great movie. He doesn't think so.
no,
It's crazy.
That problem.
no,
Have
no.
you,
Yeah, you go.
you haven't seen the Avengers show, have you?
The Avengers show.
Yeah, Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes
Oh, Earth's
show.
Mightiest Heroes.
It is.
I've heard of it.
It is a better MCU than the MCU.
Wow, that's
I
a
mean,
huge
yeah, I haven't
statement.
seen it, so that's
It
That's
is-
a bold
it-
statement, though.
It
Yeah.
is a better MCU than the current Marvel Cinematic.
But mainly because it focused on more on the comics,
Anakin-
or just
It did the
because.
stories right. It didn't
Alright,
try to
yeah.
cut corners.
Anakin is a top 3 character of all time.
Like in general, like
Yeah.
of all everything.
Name every character. He's a top 3 character. Out of
He-
every character to ever exist, he's a top 3
I don't
character.
know. I don't know if
I
he'd
agree
be.
with
I don't. I have to make. I don't know.
I'd say top
Uh,
3 or
But
top
he's
5.
He's at least he's up there. Like I'm
Yeah.
not saying. He's,
Empire Strikes Back is the best Star Wars movie.
No.
yeah, I agree with that.
Thank you.
No.
Indy 5 is a top 3 indie movie.
Wait, who?
The Indiana Jones
No.
Dial of Destiny
No,
is
that's
a
not.
top
Like the most
3.
recent one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a top
No.
3
No,
Indiana Jones. That's my hot take.
no,
It's
no,
a
no.
Oh
it's a
my-
top 3. We got Raiders. Or no, we got Raiders and the Last Crusade. We got those are like those are linked at the top.
That
We
we
take
can
a
agree
gap.
on. That would,
We take a gap. Indiana Jones 5.
no,
Temple of Doom. Another gap. The 4th one.
no. I think
It's
Raiders are-
it's good.
Here's my reasoning.
It's top. It's third in
Here's
all of
my
the
reasoning.
Indiana Jones
I agree
movies.
with you with the Raiders of the Lost Ark and Last Crusade being like top 2, 100%. I'm personally. more attached to-
Lost Ark. It's
I personally like Last Crusade a lot more just because I really like Sean
Yeah.
Connery and I like the dynamic that
Last
the
Crusade was
support that
great.
Sean Connery have. I think
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, it was so good.
You
You
let's
chose
see.
poorly.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
a
it was
funny
great.
line. I think the second one I would say is number 3, just because it still feels like an Indiana Jones film. It doesn't quite. There is points where it's bad, but it still feels like an Indiana Jones film. And the only reason why I rank it higher than number 4 is 4 is okay. It's still got problems, but it isn't. At the end, it really doesn't feel like an Indiana Jones film.
Is Indy
It feels
5
like a
higher than
sci-fi wonder.
Indy 5 is
Yeah,
high.
and number
Indy
5
5
is just
Indy-
Indy
nothing.
5 is
Indy
higher
5
than
is
4.
Indy 5 is all the way at the bottom.
Oh my gosh, you're a psychopath. It's definitely better than 4.
It's all the way at the bottom.
Dude, the
It's definitely better
CGI
than
is
4.
horrible.
For Indiana Jones 5?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
The
so...
CGI is horrible.
The CGI
That is
horrible.
terrible.
You see how
They put-
fake Harrison Ford looks?
It looks so good.
They put Harrison.
Like, yeah,
Ford-
He's
it looked...
fake.
It's the best that it could have looked.
When it first came on the screen in theaters, I saw a animated character.
Yeah,
That's what I saw.
No, it's the best
I
that
did
it could
not
have...
see
I disagree.
Harrison
It's the
Ford.
best that it could have looked. You're out of your mind.
No.
You're out of your mind. It's the best that it could have looked.
Harrison Ford. They
There's
could have
no
done
way.
Harrison
I
Ford
will
so
agree-
much better.
They couldn't have.
I
That's
will
the best that
agree
it could have looked,
I
and they
will
did
agree-
great.
I will say it is the best that the
Yeah, thank you.
it's the best that the face reconstruction stuff, like CGI wise, has been, but it still didn't look great.
Yeah.
All right. And last, wanna do one more round?
Oh
or-
yeah.
I'll do a couple, and then while I figure it out.
Let me see.
Cars 2 is a bad movie.
Oh, agreed.
Yeah, thank you.
Agreed.
Cars 2 is a bad movie.
Cars
Bad?
1 is way better.
Yeah,
Cars
and-
1 is the best one.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
it's
say-
just bad.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's.
I think it's
bad-
overhated, but it's still a
I think
bad
it's-
movie.
I think it's an okay movie. I don't think it's bad.
I think it's overrated, but it's still a bad movie.
I'm not saying
And-
it's great either, but I'm not saying
And
it's
we got,
bad.
and I'll just do my final one. Andrew in all of his movies,
Garfield?
and Andrew Garfield in all of his Spider-Man movies, and in Spider-Man No Way Home, plays Spider-Man better than Tobey and Tom.
That's a really good one.
Like some things may be off, but when he's in the suit of Spider-Man, he is doing Spider-Man better than Tobey and Tom.
Here's what I'll say. In No Way Home, he's able to relate No Way Home to his movie when he was talking about Gwen Stacy and MJ.
Yeah.
That was a really good moment with him and Tom Holland.
Yeah, I just think he's playing the character of Spider-Man better.
I would say he. Well, see, this is the problem I have. From what I've heard this said many times.
That's coming
I've
out of you?
Who is your
I've heard
Oh.
this said, I've heard
Who
this
is
said
your
many
favorite,
times. Toby does the best Peter. Andrew does the best Spider-Man. Tom is like a good mix, but he's not the best of either.
I agree.
So I would say if you want to say that he's the.
That's a good statement.
You say a lot of wrong things. That was the right thing.
If you want to say that he's the best Spider-Man, I haven't seen his movies in a while. It's been
Yeah.
a hot minute, but I can't say I would disagree with you.
Yeah. But yeah.
Like
you,
as Spider-Man, not Peter Parker.
Yeah, that's
or
what
a
I'm
mix of
saying.
both.
That's what I'm saying.
If it's specifically
just Spider-Man when he's in the
as
suit.
Spider-Man, I think he's decently
Yeah,
well.
because the quips, the swinging, just
Yeah, I
everything.
think
The suit
he does
especially, and Tasm too.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, you hot take.
Yeah. So my hot take is that have you seen the movies Extraction on Netflix? It has Chris
I need to.
Hemsworth.
I've heard that's good.
Yeah. So, Extraction 2 easily outweighs Avengers: Infinity War, on all aspects.
Whoa!
That's a
Are
big
you
thing.
serious?
Yes.
That's
That
good
is a
thing.
hot take.
Yeah.
No way. You're out of your mind.
No, I'm not.
Infinity War?
Infinity War.
Infinity War.
Yeah. Infinity War has its good
Infinity War
moments.
with all the. Oh my
Well, you don't get
gosh.
it. They're extracting somebody. So.
Oh my god.
Inf-
Infinity War. What? It brings all the characters into one movie. It could have been a.
So does
it
Endgame.
It could have been a
They did
hot.
it twice.
It could have been a hot
Infinity War
mess.
does it better.
It could have been a hot mess where it's like you're not really caring, or they could have focused too much. They put every character in there, which is a lot of characters, and they focus on each of them and they do a great job.
you know
Like,
what was very
but-
predictable?
But your Extraction? Are
No,
you serious?
you know what was very predictable?
What is very predictable?
When they were all going to that to the gate in Wakanda that was opening up,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Before they opened it up, it was so obvious when they were wrapping around. It should have taken them a split second to realize that they were
You're saying Extraction 2 is a better movie than Infinity War?
easily.
That
Extraction 1,
dude,
trash
if we
compared to both of
if
them.
we post that, you're gonna get flamed if people start seeing that.
Just
That
say it,
is
bro.
a hot take. That is the hottest
yeah.
take. That is the hottest take you've ever said.
Yeah.
That-
Extraction 2.
That's crazy. Extraction 2. I haven't seen Extraction 2. I know it's not
Bro.
better. I know it.
Yeah.
I
Gotta
know it.
watch it.
I know for a fact it's not better
Bro,
than
just
Infinity
See
War.
it. Watch it. Watch it.
I'll watch
Yeah.
it, but 100% it's not better than Infinity War. Infinity War is great. You're out of your minds.
Oh yeah, Infinity War. I get the storyline with Infinity War, but Extraction 2,
Yeah, you're
the
out
way
of
they
your
built it up. Oh my gosh.
All right.
I
Hot
could watch
take.
that movie again and again.
Final hot take.
Final hot take.
Dave Filoni's Clone Wars. It's not good.
Oh my gosh, Dave Filoni. The Clone Wars
I
is
saw it
great.
coming.
The Clone Wars is a great show. You see Anakin
interacting with his Padawan, and you see that with Obi-Wan, and it just makes Revenge of the Sith better because you see the Anakin and Obi-Wan interaction. It makes Ahsoka like so much better because it was before Ahsoka. Anyway, but Clone Wars is great. Clone Wars does some great things. It has bad episodes. The Jar Jar Binks episode where it's like he's finding his girlfriend with Mace Windu or stuff like that. But it has some of the best Star Wars ever. You see the last 4 episodes of Ahsoka where it's like the Siege of Mandalore and you're doing all that. It is great. I can't believe you said that. I can't believe you said that.
It breaks continuity.
That makes me. Oh my gosh. I can't believe you said that.
It breaks continuity. They have a whole siege on Mandalore where Anakin has split his army in half, and yet they don't talk about it in the movie. Now you could argue that just hasn't happened yet, but that's just crappy storytelling. They should have been able to incorporate that. If they were going to do that, they should
I don't want
to
to listen to a single thing you have to say.
I can't put my input on that because I haven't watched the.
I don't want to. I don't want to listen. I don't want to listen to a single thing you have to say.
They do some good things.
I'm just going to look at the camera.
They do some good things. They do a good job with the way they do the clones. I think that's a good job. However, they break continuity every Tuesday with Anakin and Obi-Wan fighting Count Dooku. Almost every 5 episodes, like Anakin and Obi-Wan are fighting Count Dooku. When in 3, Anakin specifically states, "My powers have doubled since we last fought."
Which
I remember that.
That could
What
be.
is that,
That
last
could be
Tuesday?
any time. That could be any time though. Like he's not saying. Like the first. He's not saying. He's not saying.
Episode 2.
He's not saying. But he didn't say it specifically. Like, oh, the first time we met. So like you're looking for specifics. He didn't say that specifically.
Yeah,
so they could have met before.
Said, since last we met.
This is insane. You're a psychopath.
I'm not a psychopath.
What do you think What do you think of Rebels? While you're at it.
What do I think of Rebels?
Yeah.
I think it's a kid's show.
Oh my gosh, Rebels does some great things. It's not a kid show.
stop
Are you
it.
serious? Yeah, you're a psychopath.